I'm only interested in one level, and that's the Mazla area, which is above everything else and where one can make changes. This Mazla area is the number 78. It actually, people think it's comprised of a whole and a half of the 52 name, which would be 52 and 26, which would be 78. It could also be 3 times Yud He Vav He, which is 78. But for me, the Mazla area, it's its own level of number. It's 78 itself. This 78 of the Mazla area, if one has a whole and a half of the 78 number, so 78 not being a whole and a half of something, a completion, but 78 as its own number, which would need a whole and a half. So a whole and a half, what's half of 78? That's 39. 39, which is, these Shabbos laws and the expression of 39 letters in the 4 expressions of Yud He Vav He. And 39 is such a propitious number in Judaism. And 39 becomes a propitious number because it's the half of 78. So now if we add 39 and to the 78, we get 117. Now, what's 117? 117 is actually my symbol of the letter Hey, of the Hey surrounding an Aleph inside, or just the letter Hey itself spelt with an Aleph, where the Aleph is the Din. But my symbol of the Hey, of the Aleph within the Hey, and the 2 hands on either side, blocking my scrolls that I had in the dream. The letter Hey itself is 117. Hey is 6, and Aleph is 111 in its full spelling. Hey 6, Hey Aleph, and Aleph Lamed Pei in its full spelling becomes 117. And that 117 is the Mazla plus its Hetzi, it's half. So 117 is a real definition or a goal of the Mazla area, and that's Hey, the letter Hey, which is Hey Aleph, the 5 and the 1. Now that 5 and the 1 is 6. Really does. That for me, 6 is the cube, and it really does represent Zir and Pin. In itself, where the 5 Sephirot, which is merge into Yesod. You see, the other 5 Sephirot of Zir and Pin. So the 5 really represent, Hesed, Gevurah, Teferet, Netzach, and Hod, and it merges into Yesod. See? Where the Hetzi actually, 117 is the gematria of the Mazla area, and it's Hetzli. Now, I remember, let's do Mazla in its gematria. Mazla is a mem, and then that's 80. And then Zion is 67. That's 147. And then Lamed is a 74. So 147. And 74 is 151. 200 and 21, and then Aleph makes it 232, which just so happens to be the first letters of the Shema, of the 6 words of the Shema. So 332, which is the Mazla area, the 3 letters of the Shema, of the first letters of the Shema. So when you're reciting the Shema, have in mind these first letters in focus, and you're entering the Mazla area. And if you really want to know, the Mazla area plus its half, so this is just off the cuff here. What would be half of 332? That's 150s, 300, and 166. So 332 plus 166 would be 432, 438, 498. Okay. So 498 has a relation to 496 plus 1, and maybe plus 1 would be 496. The Aleph that's held in front of the eyes of the Shema would relate to this, but I'd still come up 1 short. The letter Hey at 117. So let's add 117 to 332. Just, improvisational Kabbalah. 332 and 1 to 4, 49. Let's leave it at the 117. And the letter Hey. The letter Hey. And just so happens miraculously, that was given to me. That was given to me as one of my symbols. So when I want to reach the Mazla and Hetzi, I focus. I saw it as like in the Akashic record, where a hand was in front of one symbol and a hand was over the other symbol, and in between those 2 hands was the letter Hey, of hay, with the hay over the aleph. You know, almost where we go, hay over the aleph would be a keter malkus, and the feminine over the masculine. You know, the wife as a crown to the husband, and this is what the whole thing is about. The Mazla area where things can be changed, and then there's an area above the Mazla area. The area above the Mazla area is my symbol of the hay over the aleph. Even greater than having the hay written out in a horizontal. I have it superimposed on each other. Superimposed. Hay and aleph. Kind of beautiful, you know. It comes to me here in the middle of the night to think of the Shalem Vehetzi of the highest level. There's no higher level than Mazla. And then there's a Shalem Vehetzi of Mazla. Remember, Mazla is where you make changes. And so it's even greater to make changes in the letter Hay itself. Isn't that the letter that starts the Pesach Seder? Ha! Lakman Hazeh. And they change it, the Arizal changes it to Hey. Hey. Aleph. With the two dots underneath. The 26th, the Ziri underneath. It's not Ha Lakman Hazeh. It's Hey. Hey Aleph is what starts the Haggadah. And this is the level that Shalem Vehetzi of the Mazla area. Lachem. Hey, Lachman Hazeh. The word Lachem there. Lachem. That's 78 is the bread. Lachem is the Mazla area. Just like Melach, salt, is the Mazla area. So the Lachem is held up as the Mazla area of 78, but the hay shows the Mazla area and a half. Shows the Shalem Vehetzi. And this is where changes can be made. And remember, the start of something is always its finish. The highest aspects are shown right from the beginning. First letters in the Torah, first words of a Mishnah, and the initial letters of the Shema, which brings us into the Mazla, where we can do a hetzi and come up with the letter Hey, spelt Hey Aleph. Beautiful.